The morning air in Manila vibrates with urgency. News cameras crowd outside the Philippine military headquarters, focused on a convoy of U.S. military trucks. Each vehicle bears the unmistakable insignia of the United States Army. Headlines flash, U.S. missiles arrive. Despite China's fury, tension crackles across the archipelago. New advanced U.S. missile systems have landed on Philippine soil. China's foreign ministry calls the deployment a dangerous provocation. As the dust settles, one question hangs in the air. What does this mean for the Philippines and its neighbors? Behind closed doors, U.S. and Philippine diplomats meet in tense but polite talks. Their long-standing alliance now faces new urgency. Discussions focus on security, intelligence sharing, and military modernization. Filipino officials highlight threats in the South China Sea as Chinese ships shadow their vessels. The U.S. reaffirms its commitment to defend its ally. Both sides agree new missile systems will help deter aggression. A new agreement expands U.S. accessible bases, rotating troops, not permanent. Every handshake and signed document signals the alliance is being tested and both sides are doubling down. The U.S.-Philippines defense partnership goes back over 70 years. In 1951, both nations signed the Mutual Defense Treaty, pledging to defend each other if attacked. Decades later, the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement allowed U.S. troops access to Philippine bases and joint training. The agreement was controversial, with debates over sovereignty and security. But rising tensions in the South China Sea have made the alliance more urgent than ever. The foundation is strong, but both countries know they must adapt to new threats. At the heart of the latest defense boost is the deployment of advanced U.S. missile systems. The most notable among them is the Typhoon system, a land-based missile launcher capable of firing both Tomahawk cruise missiles and Standard Missile-6 interceptors. These weapons can target ships and land targets far beyond the Philippine coastline. The Typhoon system is mobile, allowing it to be moved quickly in case of threats. Its range and precision make it a powerful deterrent. For the first time, the Philippines can host missiles that reach deep into disputed waters, even threatening any hostile ships near its territory. The presence of these systems signals a major leap in the country's military capabilities. In addition to Typhoon, the U.S. has provided air defense radars, anti-ship missiles, and surveillance drones. These assets work together, creating a layered defense network. American and Filipino troops train side by side, learning to operate these new technologies. The new arsenal is not just about firepower, it is about signaling resolve. The Philippines and the U.S. want everyone to know they are ready to defend their interests, whatever the cost. So, why is the Philippines embracing these new missile deployments? Well, the answer really boils down to three key goals: deterrence, defense, and modernization. For years now, the country has faced growing pressure from China in the South China Sea. Filipino fishermen and Coast Guard vessels are, honestly, routinely harassed in waters claimed by Beijing. By hosting U.S. missiles, the Philippines hopes to deter further aggression. If potential adversaries know that Manila can strike back with advanced weapons, they may think twice before acting. This is the logic of deterrence. Strength invites caution. Defense is another big motive here. The Philippines' own military is still developing, and advanced missile systems give it a much-needed shield while local forces build capacity. At the same time, these deployments help modernize the country's armed forces. With American support, the Philippines can leapfrog years of technology gaps. Finally, there's a political message as well. By doubling down on the U.S. alliance, Manila signals that it will not back down in the face of intimidation. It is staking its future on stronger defense ties and a long-term partnership with Washington. China has reacted swiftly and, honestly, pretty angrily to the missile deployments. Beijing accuses the Philippines and the U.S. of destabilizing the region. Chinese officials say that bringing in advanced missiles will only escalate tensions, and they warn that such moves could lead to a dangerous arms race in Southeast Asia. From China's perspective, the U.S. presence is not about defense. It is about containment. Chinese leaders see the new missiles as a direct threat to their security. They argue that the deployments violate the spirit of regional cooperation and could provoke unnecessary confrontations. Beijing has also stepped up its own military patrols near Philippine waters. Chinese state media issue warnings, and military exercises are announced near contested islands. The message is clear. China will not accept what it sees as U.S. encroachment in its backyard. For the Philippines, these objections are impossible to ignore. Every new missile, every new base, brings both reassurance and risk. The situation is delicate, and the stakes could not be higher. The missile deployments are part of a much larger story, the intensifying rivalry between the United States and China. Both countries see Southeast Asia as crucial to their interests. For Washington, the Philippines is a key ally on the front lines of a free and open Indo-Pacific. For Beijing, the region is part of its historic sphere of influence. This rivalry is about more than just missiles or islands. It is about who sets the rules in Asia. The US wants to maintain its network of alliances and keep sea lanes open. China wants to assert its claims and push back against what it sees as American interference. The Philippines is caught in the middle. Each side offers promises and warnings. Every decision Manila makes is closely watched in both Washington and Beijing. The stakes are not just military, they are economic and political as well. In this contest, every missile deployment sends a message. The future of Asia may depend on how carefully these powers manage their rivalry. The new deployments have been matched by increased military cooperation. The annual Balikatan exercises are larger than ever. US and Filipino troops train together in amphibious assaults, air defense, and cyber operations. These joint drills are designed to improve readiness and build trust between the two forces. Alongside exercises, the US is providing more security assistance. Funding for equipment, training, and infrastructure is on the rise. Drones, patrol boats, and radar systems are all part of the package. This support helps the Philippines respond to both traditional and non-traditional threats. For many Filipino officers, these exercises are a chance to learn from one of the world's most advanced militaries. For the US, they are an opportunity to strengthen a key alliance and project power in the region. The message is clear together. The two countries are more secure than they would be alone. But these moves are not just about defense. They are also about reassurance. They signal to allies and adversaries alike that the US-Philippine alliance is alive and well, ready to meet any challenge. As the Philippines deepens its security ties with the US, it faces a tricky balancing act. China is not just a rival. It is also the Philippines' largest trading partner. Billions of dollars in exports, tourism, and investment are at stake. Filipino leaders cannot afford to alienate Beijing entirely. This economic reality shapes every military decision. Manila works to keep channels open with both Washington and Beijing. Diplomatic overtures, trade missions, and people-to-people exchanges continue, even as military tensions rise. The Philippines is trying to have it both ways: security from the US, prosperity from China. The balancing act is difficult. Some Filipino politicians warn against becoming too dependent on either partner. Others argue that security must come first. The public is divided, watching events with hope and anxiety. No easy choices exist. The Philippines must walk a fine line, seeking both safety and growth in a turbulent region. The Philippines' decision to host more US missiles is reshaping the security landscape of Southeast Asia. Other countries in the region are watching closely. Some, like Vietnam and Indonesia, see the moves as a sign that China's power can be balanced. Others worry about being dragged into a great power conflict. Regional organizations like ASEAN are under new pressure. Can they help manage tensions, or will they be sidelined by bigger players? The stakes are high, not just for the Philippines, but for all of Southeast Asia. In the end, the new missile deployments may bring both stability and risk. If they succeed in deterring aggression, they could preserve peace. But if miscalculations occur, the region could face a dangerous escalation. The world is watching as the Philippines doubles down. The choices made today will shape the future of Southeast Asia for years to come.